6 years ago, Battle Royale hit mobile devices with rules of survival. This was one of the first Battle Royale style games that players were able to engage in, giving us this immersive world where we could go in with a bunch of friends and take down enemies along the way while we're trying to find our best gear possible so we could load out for success. Since this time, there have been many other games that are competing with this one on the scene. Unfortunately, Rules of Survival is no longer available on mobile, and it's just a dead game at this point in time, to be replaced with a handful of others. But throughout this time, games have come and gone, and today I want to look into what games came and succeeded and why, versus which ones tried and failed. We're going to start out with Apex Legends Mobile. Apex Legends on PC is an incredible title with a massive following, being one of the top streamed games over on Twitch. It's a battle royale style game where you have different types of classes, all that have different abilities, weapons, etc. This game is groundbreaking. It's actually quite amazing, and on mobile, many people expected it to do extremely well. And in my opinion, it was a fantastic game. Graphics were on point, gameplay was different than any other style battle royale shooter on the scene, and it had continuous updates, always bringing new characters and new gameplay types. This game was something that I thought was going to be a game changer and really shake up the mobile scene. I was surprised to see that a year ago, this game was completely taken off of mobile devices. Apex Legends Mobile was removed from the App Store and is no longer playable for anyone. Now, what could have been done differently? What was wrong with Apex Legends Mobile that didn't allow it to beat out some of the titles that have been on here for years? And I think that one of the things that could have helped out here was a crossover gameplay mechanic. You see, the PC version of Apex Legends Mobile is actually a different game. Although quite similar, you can't sync up two games that are different in style. Because of this, players weren't able to log in on PC and play and then take it over to their mobile devices. And I think that could have been enough to keep the player base going and have a strong enough community for the game to have stayed alive. When you're looking at this title, the graphics are incredible, the gameplay is super fun, and it was an extremely polished title. I know, because I played a lot of this one and was extremely surprised when it was taken off the App Store. So, what else didn't survive the App Store, and which ones are dominating? Call of Duty Warzone is the latest to drop on mobile, having just been out for about a month's time, and we've had gamers waiting for this title now for years, anticipating the newest, the greatest, and the best battle royale style game to hit mobile devices of all time. This was only met with people being disappointed with the experience that they had in their hands on launch day, and actually since launch day. The issue that I'm seeing here is the gameplay doesn't do anything differently from what we see in other titles that are already out that people have been playing for a long period of time. So I ask you this question. If you're playing a title for 5 years and then a new one comes out that's fairly similar, would you leave your 5 years of progress to start something new? Now, I think this is part of the problem that we're seeing here. We're seeing titles come out that are a little bit different, but nothing groundbreaking, nothing that's completely amazingly new. And with that, players who have invested 5 years into PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile, they're not going to leave those titles, those investments, that money they've spent or that time investment that they've made just to try something new that honestly doesn't even really look better than those titles. So to do something that could get players and essentially steal players from older titles, you have to either do something differently or just do what they do a lot better. And I think we have yet to see that drop. Now, another concept that I think should be explored is being able to take progress from one title and convert it to the next. For example, Call of Duty Mobile players have been playing for a while. They have cosmetics and unlocks across the game galore. What if they were able to take a lot of that progress and bring it over to Warzone? Would they then be more likely to switch titles and play this one, the newer, more shiny, and more beautiful game, or would they still stick with the old one? Some concepts like these need to be implemented so that new titles across all genres can be successful, rather than the old games just staying live forever and never being replaced. Speaking of those old titles, we have PUBG Mobile. This game has been out for 6 years, and this is one of the original launch trailers of the game. When this came out, Rules of Survival was still on the scene, and this was its direct competitor, and people were saying, who is going to win the battle? Well, it's clear to us now that PUBG Mobile is the clear winner in this situation. And there's a lot of reasons why this was done. Tencent Games, the developer and publisher of PUBG Mobile, has done an amazing job keeping up with and adding to the title over time. Not only that, they do everything that they need to and can do within the community to make massive events. We see PUBG Mobile tournaments and YouTuber-sponsored events all of the time for this title, keeping up the hype and keeping players excited for what's next. We also see crossover IPs where you'll have different characters that you know from different titles being brought into PUBG Mobile, also adding to the excitement. The plan here is to continuously bring new things to the title so that gamers are excited. That's not to mention, PUBG Mobile just was a little bit more catchy. You had the frying pan and you had your chicken dinner. That stuck with everyone, with shirts, gear, and equipment being made with that theme. Players really invested in the whole lore of PUBG Mobile, and it stood the test of time, being probably one of the strongest Battle Royale style mobile games out today. And over 4 years ago, Call of Duty Mobile dropped on the mobile scene. This was finally Call of Duty for mobile gamers, and it was good. And you know what? It's still good. Why was this so successful? Well, let's break this down. Call of Duty's been around for decades on PC and on console, and has tons of players who absolutely love playing this game. Now, some of these players who have played from back in the day have a lot of nostalgia from the titles they played back then, and Call of Duty Mobile brought a lot of the past into this game, with maps like Nuketown, a fan favorite that players could use within the new mobile rendition of the game. This was a very smart choice, really allowing gamers that maybe don't have time for PC or console gaming anymore to be able to interact with a mobile rendition of the game and still enjoy what they've loved from their past. Not to mention the gameplay modes. You have so much inside of Call of Duty Mobile, so much more than you're getting from Warzone Mobile. Not only do you have all of the old school game modes, domination, free-for-all, you even have yourself Team Deathmatch, which is my personal favorite. But in addition, you have Battle Royale. And you even have Zombie mode come around from time to time, which is another thing that players love. So why would you leave this title that has all of that you've been playing for 4+ years for a title that comes out just with Battle Royale? Or Battle Royale in a little bit. And to be honest, the game's not even any better. I personally prefer this version of the title. Something to think about. To be very honest, if you want to beat what's out, you need to be better than what's out. And if you can't be better than what's currently on the scene that everyone's playing, then you need to find a way to interact with those players within your title. We haven't seen this yet being done, which is why we now have 2 mobile renditions of Battle Royale games that have been the most popular now for the past 4 or 5 years. Nothing better, nothing groundbreaking, or nothing that can take players off of their devices and their investments they've already made to start something new. Now, a gamer may leave a title because they want to go to something of a new genre, but to go from one Battle Royale style game to the next, you need a reason to leave. And the reason had better be good because you've spent a lot of time playing that previous title. We need to see this happening, or else what's going to happen to the scene? Is Call of Duty Mobile going to have to come out with a Call of Duty Mobile 2 and have progress then moved from COD 1 to COD 2 so that players will then just go play the second version? Will PUBG Mobile need a second version of itself so that it can go take that progress with them and play the new title? Because again, if you do recall, 2 years ago, a new title did come out called PUBG New State, and it did fail to take down its competitor, PUBG. So it shows you, collaboration needs to happen. Gamers love the games that they're playing, and an increase in graphics or even gameplay that's not as on par as the ones we're already playing is not going to make gamers leave the games they currently are playing and that they currently love.